Okay, we got how to buy your way into Formula One from Daily Fuel Up. Okay, so let's talk about something I know completely nothing about. So that means I am 100% unbiased.
Every racing driver's goal is to have a chance at Formula One, but that also happens to be one of, if not the hardest and most expensive things to do. But it's made a hell of a lot easier when you can ask your father to pay over $300 million for you to participate. Enter Lance Stroll, one
Ooh, we're getting juicy right off the rip.
of the longest standing paid drivers in F1 history. Most of you probably hate him, and I don't blame you.
No, I don't hate him. I don't even know him, dude. How can I hate somebody I don't even know? So what? The dude was like, yo, I want to try a Formula One. So he asked his dad, and his dad is, I guess, made of money. And he's just like, okay, yeah, sure.
However, there's a lot more nuances in
Bro, what are we doing with the ball? What was that?
and I don't blame you. However, there's a lot
There's the ball. What? Don't tell me this is like some reaction time bullshit. I mean, really? This helps, guys? I think I got more of an issue with this exercise than the topic of the video. I don't care about what dude or what the dude's daddy did for the racing. I care about this being a viable option for like reaction time and it translating into driving. What?
more nuances and hidden truths to his story than most
We
media
caught it.
outlets and YouTube channels let you know. I'm going to tell you all the things you didn't know about Lance, break down his highs and lows, and show you exactly how Lance Stroll bought his way into Formula One. Lance Stroll, or to use his full name, Lance Strollovich, came from money. A lot of money.
Ooh, he came from money. Ooh, so immediately to a normie, this guy and everything he represents is the enemy.
Businessman father Lawrence is worth approximately $4 billion.
Oh, damn. Why don't he go on like Shark Tank or something?
Still, he had to come a long way to get where he is today. And I don't mean being the most memeified driver in the whole F1 paddock. I mean,
I love completely being on the outside and not knowing what the hell is going on. This is awesome to me. So I have no idea who like the memeified guy is or anything like that.
a full-time F1 seat in a manufacturer-based entry. Sure, his path may not have been as difficult as others due to a few reasons I'll cover shortly, but still, Lance had a decent come-up of his own that is worthy of some respect.
Yeah, I had a buddy, and my buddy, his name is Darren, and when I met him, he was like pretty cool dude. He actually had like a leather jacket and jeans, and it was in the back of like my buddy's car at like a high school, and we just like hit it off. We were like doing good. We were chilling, and all of a sudden he started talking about like, oh, he used to like race go-karts and shit. So I didn't know anything about go-karts. All I know is like I went to like my local go-kart arena place, and you could like pay some money and like ride around on the go-kart. I had no idea that there was such a thing as professional go-kart racing. And he's like, yeah, you know, me and my dad did it, and it's like I'm kind of decent. So I was like, okay. But so all that just to say, this one time we eventually ended up going to like this go-kart track one day, and I was like, okay, let's put your money where your mouth is. And he obviously started, so like whenever you line up the go-karts and like you choose to get into a seat, he got like in a go-kart that was ahead of me, so he got like a little head start. But like I got in a go-kart like right behind him, and you know, we started off, you know, the dude comes over and pulls the cord, and he's like, boom, you're good to go. Pulls my cord, rip, go, yeah, wow, we're resuming. And we start going, and I'm just like, I don't know anything about driving or what good lines are or anything like that. um, so yeah, we start going, and it only took me like a couple laps to really realize that holy shit, I actually am a trash can at driving go-karts. It wasn't it I don't know how many laps it took my buddy, but I had to, if I were to guess, probably like 4 or 5, 6 laps to lap me. I just could not get it through my head what I was doing wrong. I'm like, holy shit. This is why you're so good at racing games. It's like you've been doing this shit forever. Okay? I get it.
The Canadian-Belgian driver started karting at
And they're racing on like the rain. On the rain road, the rain asphalt. That's even harder, I would imagine.
10 years old, quickly winning races and championships in both Canada and North America. At just 11, he was blessed, or...
So even when he was like a little kid, I mean, maybe his family didn't have like a lot of money. I don't fucking know his situation, whatever. It doesn't matter. So he's starting off like, I would imagine a lot of people. You start off with like the go-karts to learn your, I don't know, racing mechanics, racing fundamentals of like finding a good line, when to ease off, when to like floor it, and all that jazz. I suck at racing games, okay?
Cursed, whichever way you want to look at it, with the chance to join the Ferrari Driver Academy, an opportunity.
That's hilarious. Does Ferrari have like a go-kart circuit thing? Or like they do this little go-kart track, and like if you place good enough for long enough, it's like, yeah, come to the Ferrari racing arcade doodad and actually learn how to drive big boy cars. It's like, that's a pretty cool program. That's like a nice little path to pro that people can have in a vacuum. Understandable. Well, I was gonna say understandably, it takes like a little bit of money, but like for fuck's sake, how expensive can like go-kart racing be?
Opportunity he grabbed with both hands. He raced against fellow future F1 drivers Russell and Verstappen during another 2 years of karting. And by the way, they both beat him. Stroll then threw his toys out of the carts, and with the help of Ferrari, moved to Formula 4 for his first season racing.
I had no idea there was formulas below 1. This is news to me. There's no way it goes like Formula 4, then Formula 3, then Formula 2, and Formula 1, right? There's no way.
Single-seaters, and with the Scuderia's backing, he landed a seat at the Prema in the Italian Formula 4 Championship. It's no secret that Prema gives drivers a brilliant chance to win titles, but here's a fact you might not know. Lance's dad, Lawrence, owned a huge stake in the Prema power team and was rumored to have invested around $60 million into the Italian squad at the time to help give his son the best chances of success. Can you see any reasons yet?
So what? He invested 60 million into like the pit crew and had like the best pit crew? Let me read that again.
Lawrence owned a huge stake in the Prema power team and was rumored to have invested around $60 million into the Italian squad at the time to help give his son the best chances of success.
So what? Like the engineering of whatever car that is, Formula 4? Like the best mechanics, the best. Okay, so I could see how that's a little bit of pay to win, of like investing a shitload of money to get like the best mechanics, the best pit crew, the best this, that, whatever, for for your team. Okay, I get it.
Can you see any reasons yet why some people don't like the Strolls? Anyway, with a mixture of skill, speed, and Lawrence is great, and to be honest, the help of a very strange rule surrounding his teammates, he won the Italian F4 title in 2014. See, the 21-year-old Brandon Maisano was picked as his teammate, so that Stroll could pick up some tips and tricks off the experienced F3 racer. Maisano...
Oh, so he wasn't so good, but I have no idea how like racing teams go or anything like that. But like, so for his team, he had like a couple other people on his team that were like, quote unquote, better than him and a little more experienced. So he was like trying to gain some knowledge off of those guys. Okay.
outscored Stroll by the end of the season, but conveniently he was too old to be eligible to win the title. So Lance won it by finishing second in the championship. Safe to say that didn't do much to help Stroll's silver spoon reputation. After this, he jumped to Formula 3 in 2015.
It does go to Formula. It goes 4-3. There's no way there's a 2, right?
Winning the Toyota Racing Series title in New Zealand. In the same year, he entered the Euro F3 Championship. Surprise, surprise, with Prema again. He outscored Russell and Albon, but was easily beaten by 2 other future Ferrari family members, Giovinazzi and Leclerc. But I can't just skip over Stroll's 2015 by only talking about the results. He caused this mega crash at Monza after squeezing Giovinazzi off the track.
Ooh, look at that crash. Oh, he got air. Holy shit! Oh! Holy! Damn, dude. That looks so much more... Well, I was gonna say that looks so much worse than, like, NASCAR or whatever, but, like, holy shit. These cars, like, don't really look like they're designed to be, like, up in the air like that. These things are designed to, like essentially just suction cup to the bottom of the road or whatever, no? Bro, whenever I see NASCARs like flipping and doing all that shit in the air, at least like those things like are more like, I don't know, spherical or oblong, so they can get they have a little bit more aerodynamics. But like these things, it's like, bro, it's like throwing I don't know, like a paper envelope into the wind, and if like a certain piece of wind catches it, it'll just like look awkward in the wind. It's like it's not supposed to be like that. Like, holy. But understandably, to most normies, they love when cars crash. This is like the best part of a race. Yeah, it sucks, and hopefully he's not like hurt or anything or whatever, but like, bro, if I am an audience viewer, I am hoping a motherfucker crashes, okay? This is like, that's the good stuff.
A shunt he was lucky to walk away from. And it didn't get any better in Spa when he triggered a triple DNF.
What's that? Oh, a did not finish. I know that one. DNF, did not finish. Oh! Oh! Stay on the ground. Oh! Okay, he's on the ground at least.
Taken out himself and 2 other front runners, Jensen and Rosenqvist.
Ooh. He was in the front and caused a crash. Those like first and second and third place guys are pissed.
Seemed to turn off the Williams Formula 1 team though, because later in 2015 he joined them as a development driver. Another rumor had him.
What does that mean? A development driver? I got no idea what that is. What, like a substitute driver, like an experimental driver?
Emerged that Lawrence invested $10 million into the team, but Williams firmly denied it.
Oh, wait, so the dude tried to pay like 10 mil for a team for him to be like a bench warmer or something? Was that it?
Lawrence went on to win the 2016 Euro F3 Championship by a huge margin, but again, controversy was not far away. Prema were using team orders to keep his teammates from beating him, and rival George Russell even called them out on their apparent dealings. Not exactly the best look. Still, It would be a few years before he got to F1, right?
Ooh.
Well, not quite. Just months after Lance wrapped up the title, the motorsports world was hit with the shocking, well, relatively shocking news that Lance would be stepping up to Formula 1 as a full-time...
Wait, did we go over 2? Or did we just skip 2? It goes 4, 3, 1. Or did I miss it? And I'm just a bonehead. Was this it? I don't know.
Driver for Williams. The extra $80 million that...
Oh my god, 80 mil!
Lawrence paid Williams probably helped to secure this seat.
Bro, dad. Bro, I wish I had a dad like this. Are you kidding me? Bro, if I was a dad and I had a son that was like really into like some whatever hobby, I'd be bending over like hand and fist to like get my son in. Any good well, I was gonna say any good dad would like do anything for their son, but I can't really say that because like trying to raise like a son is like kind of I can't really imagine because I don't really have kids, but I don't know, some dads go along the thought of like, I'm not giving my son shit. I'm making him work for everything, and he's gonna learn the value of money and all this other shit. But then this, this dad, like, he's kind of put like a little bit of investment in his son. Like, he got like decent at like go-kart racing, and then the next step Formula 4, next step Formula 3, and like, but he just never was like good enough. There was never like the bang, like it factor with him. I mean, I don't know. But dad just keeps investing. It's like, oh, he'll get it one day. Come on, son. I mean, I get it.
Still, it was a huge jump to go from F3 straight to F1. He became the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a big jump? What, did he just bypass 2? If he just bypassing, like, leagues and shit, well, then, yeah, that's some, like, clown-like behavior, dude.
second youngest F1 driver ever at just 18 years and 153 days.
Bro, 18 years? 18 years old. Bro, what was I doing at 18? This is like a year or two. This was like a year after I graduated high school, and I was working over at Cece's Pizza. And what was it? Modern Warfare Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3 came out. And subsequently, Modern Warfare, what's the one? Ghost? Yeah, Ghost came out. That's the one with like the dog. I was playing those Call of Duties when this kid was like doing all this Formula 1 shit. Dad's dropping like 80 mil, 60 mil, 10 mil. I'm over here being a clown, being a brokey, stuck in the wage cage, making fucking slaving over pizzas and shit, playing Call of Duty with the boys, playing Assassin's Creed with the boys.
Old on debut, just a tad older than Max Verstappen. He would end up staying with Williams for 2 years, being teammates with Felipe Massa the first year and Sergei Sirotkin the second. His F1 debut was far from the dream weekend after his crash in free practice 3, but after that the year improved, slightly. He scored a podium finish in Baku and started second on the grid at Monza after a superb performance in the wet, a skill that he has become known for.
Oh.
But those 2 weekends were the only 2 where he managed to outqualify Massa.
Okay, so he was decent. He was what was he doing? He was driving in the rain or driving on slick roads really tough. I get it. I mean, good on him. He's okay.
As the Brazilian outqualified his rookie teammate 17 races to 2. The average gap over the season was 0.621 seconds in Massa's favour. But we do have Lance to thank for the most comical moment of the season.
After the race has finished, we're on the slowdown lap.
Oh. Stroll is not looking where he's going. Bro, how are you bumping into people going at like 60?
Looking where he's going.
That crash was almost as entertaining as my videos, which is definitely more than you get watching the title fight this year, so subscribe to make sure you don't quit watching F1 out of boredom. In 2018, Stroll should have blown his rookie teammate Sergei Sirotkin out of the water, but instead was outqualified by him 12 races to 8. The car was clearly terrible, but both drivers were pretty evenly matched throughout the year, with
What was that tire doing?
Stroll barely finishing ahead. Still, Sirotkin got fired and Lance got rehired. But this time, there was a difference in the months.
Bro, the amount of like roster mania type shit that goes on in like racing teams, I love this. This is hilarious. I think like so far from what I'm seeing, at least at like the F1 level, like this is obviously like a rich people sport. Like, come on. Like, does there even exist Formula 1 at like the Olympic level? I don't know. Whatever. But bro, no wonder nobody can keep up with like video game organizations. Like one of the main things that happens is roster mania. A team goes through like a competitive season. There's one winner, and that winning team will usually stay together. But all the losing teams, they're over here trading players, doing this, that, whatever. this guy's not good. This guy's contract is up. Maybe the team captain will stay with the team. The other team members, sorry man, you ain't good enough. You gotta go to a different team. No hard feelings. Da 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 da. It feels like the same vibe it goes on in racing.
Leading up to the 2019 season, all hell was breaking loose at the Force India team. The team collapsed and was bought by none other than Lawrence Stroll. In a not-so-shock move, he chose his son to be a driver, and Lance jumped ship to the newly named Racing Point team. He had a somewhat low-key, by low-key I mean he was easily beaten by teammate Sergio Perez in both...
Oh, easily beaten. 20-3. What a blowout. My dude. Do you even race? Are you kidding me? Is this baby's first time driving?
Qualifying and race results, by the end of the year, Lance had completed 3 full seasons in F1 and hadn't done a massive amount to dispel the myth of being a paid driver.
Wait, was that him?
End of the year, Lance had completed 3 full seasons in F1 and hadn't done a massive...
Wait, is this him? If it is, he's starting to get fat. Lazy and fat. I could tell in the face.
Massive amount to dispel the myth of being a paid driver, even with 1 podium to his name, showing some...
Oh, wow. Even rich people do shoeies. See, even rich people can be retarded, guys.
signs of real speed and having flashes of brilliance. The high points were too infrequent, but funnily enough, he was retained for the following year. Daddy Stroll kept the same lineup for the 2020 season, but there were a few changes. The car was more rapid, more illegal, and most...
Oh, what was illegal? Are they cheating? Oh, give me the cheats. Juice me up with the cheats. Let loose the little the rack of steel balls to make my dang car lighter or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's racing. Of course they're cheating. Everybody's cheating. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Most importantly, more pink. Joking aside, the RP20 gave the word controversial a whole new meaning. The pink Mercedes, in all its unshamed glory, saw Stroll finish outside the top 10 just once in the entire
outside the top 10.
Season. As well as that, he took 2 podium finishes and a blistering pole position in a torrential Turkey.
And for Lance Stroll, in his 75th race in Formula One, takes pole position.
But teammate Perez took his first race victory in this car, and despite Lance's strong drives, he was once again beaten by the Mexican in both points and qualifying, though the Saturday margins were tighter this time around. A massive crash in the Tuscan Grand Prix and a bizarre flip in Bahrain aren't moments to look back on for Lance.
Damn.
But overall, 2020 was his best season to date, but he was in for a bit of a shock in 2021.
Yeah, he was getting better. He was getting better, but it seems like the trend is like he got all these opportunities because of his dad. Yes.
More millions were exchanged behind the scenes, and all of
more dad. Dad, you gotta help me. Dad, I didn't do so good. You gotta bail me out.
All of a sudden, Lawrence's squad changed the pink of Racing Point into the green of Aston Martin for 2021. Stroll's new teammate was 4-time champion Sebastian Vettel. I mean, at least Lawrence isn't shy of giving his son a challenge. The only problem was that the car was slow, very slow. This season was pretty miserable for everyone involved, and Stroll's best finish during the entire season was his 6th place finish in Qatar.
His best finish was 6th place. Dang.
In 2022, Aston Martin's driver lineup was unchanged, and so was pretty much everything else. Well, apart from the...
Understandably, if I was like any sort of racer and I was like putting in my little application or resume to like all the big teams, and this was like the one team that was like willing to hire me, and it's like I know my teammate is like daddy's boy and all this other shit, I'm just like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Just like, let me race. I would 100% do the same thing all these other teammates are doing, dude. Just like, oh, yes, I'm the teammate, guys. Okay, let's just get this over with. Let's try to do good this one, guys.
The brand new regulations. But in terms of performance, Seb easily outscored Lance for the 2nd year in a row.
Oh. Oh my God. Are the teammates always doing better than him? Has that been the trend? What the hell? Oh my god. Oh my god. And his dad is just like closing his eyes for like 20 plus years of like, no. Oh.
Row. Lance didn't perform any miracles in the new ground effect car and drifted through the season as the second fastest driver to wear green. He wasn't doing enough to prove the doubters wrong. And now the #1 question on everyone's
Why do I always see him crashing? I mean, understandably, all these clips are like cherry picked and whatnot. But like, all I see of it is him like crashing and shit.
mind was, how will he fare against Fernando Alonso? Unfortunately for Lance, when Seb packed his bags, his father decided to replace the 4-time champion with a 2-time champion. This was bad news for Lance, but the good news was that their car was fast. Very fast. So fast, in fact, that pre-season testing had us all wondering if the team in green could be fighting for a world championship. But the bad news struck again pretty quickly.
F1 race preseason, bike accident. What? Not only do you have to crash F1 cars, you have to crash bikes?
For Lance. While cycling in Spain as part of his pre-season training, he had a very nasty accident and...
Pre-season training? You have to go fast on bikes? Bro, what is this training? Whatever happened to sports specificity? What are we doing training on bikes?
Fell off his bike, breaking both wrists and a toe. And this was just weeks before the season
that sucks.
started.
That's horrible.
To his credit, though, he bounced back pretty quickly. He had
those perfect push-ups, bro. The perfect push-ups are actually goated. Like the little rotate ones.
started. To his credit, though, he bounced back pretty.
Yeah. I mean, good for him. I mean, it sucks he like crashed or whatever, but like, oh.
quickly. He had to have surgery straight away. And 2 weeks after the crash, he said,
I couldn't move my hands, I couldn't walk, I broke my toe. Bahrain looked like it was very far away at the time. The light at the end of the tunnel was very far at the time.
It was so bad, doctors were sure that he'd miss at least the first race of the season.
Dang.
But Stroll overcame all adversity, and with the help of top-level physiotherapists and doctors, was able to recover just enough in time for season-opening Bahrain GP. He fought through the pain and stuck in a very respectable performance to finish 6th.
Cool.
Checkered flag. P6, mate, P6.
But when his wrists got better, the performances, well, they didn't get much better at all. At least not in comparison to Alonso, who was scoring podiums left, right, and center in the exact same car. The year started to spiral.
Bro, somebody gotta help this boy out.
For Stroll, who couldn't handle the strength of his new teammate at all. 3 top 5 finishes were all he could wrestle out of the car, and the low points were far more frequent. Poor qualifying performances and race pace in the first half of the year, a massive crash in Singapore while driving over his limits.
Again, he's always crashing. He cannot stop crashing.
Big crash on board with Lance Stroll. He was trying to wring the neck of the speed there.
Jesus.
An awful qualifying in Qatar, finishing a mind-boggling 1.1 seconds off Fernando. The Qatar weekend was when we saw the pressure really get to Stroll, as he pushed his trainer in anger and he got out of his car. This was unacceptable behavior. It became obvious that he was...
It's not the trainer's fault you crashed. Stupid. You crashed. Don't be taking your anger out on somebody else and put your hands on someone else. Stupid.
cracking under the pressure. In the end, Alonso scored 8 podiums to Lance's 0, outqualified him 19-3, and scored 206 points to Lance's 74.
Damn, just literally outperformed.
Scored 206 points to Lance's 70.
Damn, dude, what a blowout. Teammate, what are you doing? Help me out. Get some more points, teammate. Bro. This guy needs to stop crashing.
74. But for some strange reason, Lance was kept on for 2024. It's difficult
For some strange reason I can't possibly fathom.
to see Lance taking a huge step in his 8th full-time F1 season, and with the same driver line
Back to crash yet another car.
up against a teammate who is widely considered as one of the best to ever do it, it's even harder to see Lance coming close to beating Alonso.
Bro, what is going on? His dad is like shelling out the most money for like the best people that he can find to carry his dumbass. Bro, okay, you're like the best racer, so I need you to score like over 300 points, okay? Like my son can like kind of help you. Like he got like some point. He's good for some points, but like it's like, come on, dude. You get okay. Help me out. You help me. I'll help you.
So he's already crashed twice this year, and we're only 3 race weekends in. Across the weekend of the Saudi Arabian GP, he hit the wall twice, early in practice 1 and on lap 6 in the Grand Prix.
Gosh, off the road and into the wall, a heavy one.
Bad starts, but Lance is on a rolling contract, so the question is he ever gonna get dropped? Throughout his F1 career so far, Lance has carried his accident-prone reputation with him, causing plenty of silly accidents and getting into far too many unnecessary incidents on track. He's made his share of small mistakes, and to be honest,
Bro, he's doing a wheelie in an F1. Look at this right there.
his share of small
Bro, he's doing a wheelie. Bro, this is not a tricking contest. Why are you wheeling?
mistakes, and to be honest, I've made a couple in some recent videos too, so I feel you there, Lance. He had a relatively easy ride in his first 2 years of F1, but when met with the stiffer competition of Perez, Vettel and Alonso, in particular the latter, he's been shown up in the biggest way possible. His junior career was decent, but he's in the big leagues now, against the best drivers on the planet. There are
And if you know anything about skill sets and when it comes to like contests of like anything, skill, let me see. Paint. Okay, brush, yellow, line there, line there. Like in the beginning for skill, like it's possible to get like some like linear progression. It's like, oh yeah, this is great. Linear progression. Oh, fantastic. But then you will hit a plateau. You need to change up your shit. You need to figure it out to break through that plateau. Then it's like, oh, I got to the next part. Then you plateau. Then you get to the next part and then you plateau. All right. And then you compare this to the number one person in any type of skill or sport. And you want to compare like the skill level, it doesn't become linear. It becomes exponential. Okay? This boy is still over here doing like linear gains, which isn't fine, but we're talking about the big leagues. These guys are exponentially better, it just seems. And this is true of any contest. It's just, you don't know how good someone is. Like, you have to be like in the top 10 of whatever skill to know how good that number one person is. Because to normal people, we like if I were to see like some dude that gets like a number one spot, it's like, oh wow, that guy drives fast and he drives good, and whatever. I can't fathom how good the number one person is. All the other racers that were like a -1 second, -2 seconds, -5 or 10 seconds, whatever, they can fathom how good the number one person is. And I don't think this dude gets it.
There are plenty of drivers who deserve a chance in his seat, but as long as Daddy Stroll is at the helm of the ship, that's just not gonna happen. So let me know what you think of this controversial Canadian in the comments. And speaking of controversy, make sure you watch my video on the most controversial finish in F1 history.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, huh. Well, I'm a fan. That was pretty cool. I don't watch like Formula One, but like when there's like some drama and some like hilarious shit like this going on, bro, this shit is hilarious to me. I love watching this type of shit. Like the infighting of an industry. I love it. Oh man. Okay. But overall, this is an awesome video. I'm a fan now. But yeah, this was great, dude. Oh man, keep them coming. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.